How's it going, guys? Bring your platoon here, and welcome to another great game in World of Tanks, Xbox One Edition. Today I'm going to be playing in the Tier 10 American Heavy Tank, the T110E5, and as an added bonus for this game, this is going to be the game where I finally get that pesky third mark on my tank, which is great. I'm just going to be offering a little advice as to people who are trying to 3-mark this thing, and in my personal experience, what worked and what did not work so well. So I guess I'm going to go over some stats on the tank first. The AP rounds for this tank get 258 average penetration, while the Heat premium rounds get 330 average penetration. Really great for IS-4s and, well, pretty much anything Russian that isn't hull down. And E100 turrets, etc. There's a lot of tanks it's good for. The Type 5 and Type 4 heavy. Good stuff. But moving on, this tank has an aim time of 2 seconds, and that is without any crew skills. And I have a shit ton of them, so that's always good. The what else? It's got great turret traverse, as well as track traverse, which I love about it. It's got good mobility, and allows you to be all around the map all at once. Wherever you're needed, you can get there with relatively little issues. The dispersion on the gun is 0.34. It says on tanks.gg, but I believe on Xbox One it's 0.35. I could be wrong. It's your standard American heavy, where it has all the armor located in the front, and on the sides it's ass. You can still side scrape with it, but it's difficult to do as the chassis shape is very odd, and if you over-angle just a little bit, you're probably going to get ammo racked and tracked at the same time. It's pretty annoying. You're relatively going to want to face your enemies head-on, but if they shoot in your lower plate and they pen you, the ammo rack is not... it's not easy to miss, which is unfortunate, but that's why we have the large repair kit and the large med kit, because your commander will die if your hatch is shot at, which is pretty much the giant fucking kryptonite for this tank, because as soon as Russian mediums, or any mediums or heavies on the opposing team shoot heat or APCR, pretty much any premium ammunition going into that hatch anywhere will pen it. It's ridiculous how huge it is. I wish they would buff it like they did, or sorry, redesign it like they did the M48A1 Patton, the Tier 10 American medium tank. I love the shape of that now. It's such a better tank for it, and it's not overpowered because, well, Tier 9 and 10 TDs can still premium spam right through your turret for that tank. For this thing, it's a little harder to do, but it can be done, even if you're not aiming for that dreaded giant weak spot on the tank, which is the Commander's Cupola, once again. So, what works for me in this tank, trying to 3-mark it? I've been trying to 3-mark this thing, I cannot stress this enough, for probably like a year and a half now. And that was also during my long break, is that a word? My long break of World of Tanks, where I wasn't playing for like months at a time. I'd get on, rage, and then just quit again, and stop playing for a month and a half, and then get back on periodically, over and over and over again. And I've been afraid to play this tank because of that, because it's been like stuck at 90, 93, and it goes back to 85, and so on and so forth. The standard 3-marking stress that everyone gets while they're trying to 3-mark a tank. But anyway, what works for me? I took off the fire extinguisher and replaced it with cola, because that ups everything as far as crew skills go, like even like your aim time, your reloading time, and adds a little bit more DPM. And I also have off-road driving, smooth ride, snapshot, both of the optic skills, and just a shit ton of others. Safe stowage, even though it seems like it doesn't do anything if you get hit in the side or the front of your tank, which is sad. But I found that being aggressive in this thing is the way to go, unless there's a shit ton of tanks in front of you, in which case you're going to want to fuck off, because this thing is not frontline support. It is a second-line support tank. E100s can go in front of you, pretty much anything with... anything you can angle with, because you can't angle with this thing, right? Like, if you expose yourself on top of a hill, your hatch will always be a target. And for some reason, RNG likes to fuck me over because I pop up and my good dispersion gun can't hit a target 300 meters away reliably, yet their derp cannons for like the Type 5 heavy shooting heat could hit my hatch from 400 plus meters away reliably. So that's just the kind of luck I have in the game. But if you work ridgelines and just keep moving to pretty much make your hatch as hard to hit as possible, and if that doesn't work and you're like in town map like Ghost Town or Himmelsdorf or something like that, then just side scrape as best you can, trying to hide that cupola as best you can. If it's unavoidable, then obviously try and side scrape your best. It's very easy to over angle the side scraping with this tank, but yeah, those are your only two options. You either work ridgelines or you side scrape. And because it is such an odd tank, I could very easily have died here. The T110E5 could have penned my lower plate, or he could have aimed for my commander's cupola, but since I know he fired, I can put 2 rounds into him before he has a chance to put another one into me. So I feel pretty confident doing that, especially with the added bonus of... oh shit, I never mentioned my equipment loadout, did I? I have a rammer, vents, and a vertical stabilizer for this tank. I don't feel that optics are viable simply because I already believe that I maxed it out when I added cola on top of the recon and situational awareness skills to my tank. I screw that heat round into the Lova very carelessly. I'm just looking for more damage. Look how it lags there. Isn't that fucking weird? There's like a frame where it doesn't count the frame. It was the weirdest thing. It took like a split second, but the game like froze, and then I got hit for damage. It was weird. It was like RNG was... I don't even know how that went in his tank. And that was with standard ammunition. And look at this. He turns his tank ever so slightly to the side of the turret. Or the M103 turns his turret ever so slightly, and I could pen him with standard ammunition. How crazy is that? But this game was my pride and joy, and although it's not anything spectacular, I just felt like I would throw it up because this is in fact my 3 marking game. I'll probably throw... I think my mark was at like 94.5 at the time before this game even started. So when I look at my score, I'm pretty fucking stoked to see that I've done over 5,500 damage at this point in the game. And I'm like, even if I die, I'll get the mark. So I'm being kind of careless. I was expecting this light tank to rush me, but instead he falls back again. And I have a high explosive loaded. I biff it into the ground here because I was just rushing the shot, and that was kind of stupid of me. But anyway, I had them loaded because there's a Waffentrigger E100 over here, and I just wanted to high roll the fuck out of him. Unfortunately, his health was withered down a lot before I got to him, but not before I can throw another 2 rounds into him, securing myself another kill for the game. And that's my 6th kill, getting the Top Gun. And then here's the AMX 13105, just chilling, and wouldn't you know it, my shot flies true, and that means I got a Devastator for the game. Really close to 7,000 damage in this game. And as an added bonus, I get my 3rd mark. This is the first tier 10 tank I've ever 3 marked. I'm pretty proud of it, even if it is like the E5. I don't care. I'm just, makes me feel so good. Seeing, not only that, but I also got a mastery for this tank in this game because of the amount of kills I got. Look at that. 95.33. A third over what I actually needed, which is hilarious. But yes, E5 is a fickle beast, but if you can master it, it is very scary in the right hands. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you next time.